Hey there, VIPs. It's me, it's Shonda. It's nail time with Shonda, right? So I thought literally I would come to you today while I'm doing my nails because I just thought about something and wanted to show you guys a couple of tricks while I'm sitting here doing my manis. And so if you guys are anything like me, it's like a disaster while you're doing your mani. And I have the toughest time like deciding what to do. And I'm going with a totally new style today, something I've never done. And this one is Moscow or Never. It's this gorgeous copper color. But when it comes to doing solids, and especially a copper color that like shows everything, shows every little mark, every little, wrinkle or nook or cranny, I thought, okay, I'm gonna come to you and show you a trick. And some of you may have seen this before, but there's a couple of tricks to doing your solids to make sure that you're getting them laid as flat as possible. So number one, I'm going to go ahead and just apply one. And now I'm doing my right hand because, I'm less talented that way. About you guys, but trying to do my right hand with my left hand is a little more of a challenge. But I'm going to go ahead and do this because this is real life. I mean, it just is the way it is. So did you know that when you're going to choose the size strip for your finger, it's better to go too small than too big? And because honestly, to the naked eye, like, the lady at the checkout counter, she's not going to see if there's a little bit of fingernail showing. You're the only one that's going to see that. So just wanted to add that in there. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one on my ring finger. So because this is a solid, it can easily wrinkle on the sides. So one of the tricks when you're applying the solids is to pull it down so it's nice and flat, and then flatten that, and then go to the other side, and you can already see the wrinkle in there. And I'm gonna pull that on this side and flatten it down as best I can before I snap it off, if you will. And then, so even when I tear off the excess, I am leaving a little extra excess just to give myself some wiggle room on the filing. So you can see that when I did this, it re-wrinkled, okay? So again, I'm just gonna flatten it out with my finger, but then I'm gonna take one of these little cuticle sticks, and this is a rubber-ended one, so it's not a hard wooden one or a metal one. And I'm basically just going to pull the strip, just kind of rubbing it a little bit to the side. So I'm rubbing it to the outer edges, not just upward, but to the outer edges to just stretch it out on those sides. Hopefully you guys can see that. To flatten it out a little bit more as best I can. Can't really turn this toward the camera and do it at the same time. Okay, so I'm flattening it out so you can see there that it's fairly flat, but not all the way. So here's where the trick comes in. So with a second one of these little strips, what I did is I poured some of my Mineral Fusion nail polish remover into the cap. So I have just a little bit of liquid in there. So I'm just gonna dip this in the liquid, okay? And I'm gonna show you on my right finger. I left my other finger undone so you guys could see this, so I could be coordinated, if you will. But it's a little bit wet from the polish remover, but I'm just gonna go along the edges, okay? Just along the edges to flatten out those edges. So when you put it on the table and you do this, you're able to get out any of the little lumps or bumps, and you're also able to just get your edges a little bit more flush with your fingernails. So if you do want to do a second coat, which I'm gonna do, I'm able to have less ridge because I've got two coats on, so I'm gonna have less ridge to have to deal with, and it's gonna make it a lot smoother on my fingernails. So I'm not doing, you know, again, I'm just doing a little dip, and you know, I'm not trying to get it dripping wet or anything like that. And believe me, it won't take off your polish, so don't be afraid to try it. And I just go over the edges a couple of times to make sure that they're nice and smooth. So see that? It's nice and smooth now, and it's not showing any wrinkles. Now this pinky, I have really strange cuticles, like shaped cuticles, so I always end up trimming off, like, you know, with my fingernail, I'm getting a little too much. So I trimmed it a little bit short, but again, when I do that along the cuticle, it doesn't really show. I can see another little wrinkle you can see in my middle finger. Sorry, I'm giving you guys the bird. But I can see a little bit of a wrinkle in that middle finger. So I'm just, again, dipping and just rubbing it along there. And that way, voila, that wrinkle is gone, right? Isn't that cool? So that's one of the tricks to making sure that your solids are really nice and smooth, and they're not showing any wrinkles. I'll try to do this. You can see that that one has a little bit of a wrinkle in it. So I'm gonna do this with my left hand now. But again, I'm just trying to demonstrate for you guys how doable this is, and it doesn't take off any of the polish, and it just really adheres. It doesn't adhere the polish to your nail, but it makes it not so lumpy and bumpy. So now, see, you can see that that's gone. That other part is where I need to file it. I haven't filed that one yet. So yeah, you can see where that's nice, and the little wrinkle is gone. Pretty cool, huh? So then when you want to add a second coat, so if you haven't seen our clear overlays, these things are amazing, and you will double the lifespan of your nail polish. Well, I shouldn't say double. I don't want to make crazy claims, but you will definitely lengthen the life of your manicure when you add one of our clear overlays. So here's what I'm gonna do today. This is our champagne sugar clear overlay, okay? So I'm gonna add a coat of this over one of my Moscow or Nevers. So I wanted to just spice it up a little bit and make it look, you know, a little bit fancy. Even though this is already like a really cool, beautiful, shiny penny. I mean, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous. But I wanted to add a little extra bling, and I'm gonna start, because I have no idea how this is gonna look, so, but you can see this is the color of the Moscow or Never, and this is the color of the champagne sugar, and so it's got a little bit of the chrome and gold glitters in it, which is gorgeous. So I'm gonna add that onto my accent nail, my ring finger, and see, it's clear, and see how that looks. And then I'll show you how I take that polish remover again. So how do you like that? I think that's gonna be gorgeous. So I'm gonna stretch it on the sides, stretch it on both sides, okay? And get it as smooth as I can. And because I'm adding a second layer, it just gives, you know, you get a bigger bump down by your cuticle. But again, doing the same trick, you can eliminate that. This is gorgeous, y'all. Like, look at that. Isn't that pretty? It doesn't change the color a lot. It just adds a little extra bling. So now it's nice and flat. I'm gonna go ahead and take my polish remover again that's in the lid, just dip it in there. It's not excessive. And then I'm going to rub it along the edges of this nail strip to just get it to be a little bit smoother, closer to my nail. So I kind of melted a little bit, I guess, along the cuticle, so it's not as chunky. So when my nails start to grow out, I don't have this big old bump like I have acrylic nails or something, or gel nails on. It's just the polish is just adhered a little bit closer to my cuticle when I do that. So anyway, I hope that helps you guys, because it is a great way to be able to add a second layer, another color. Like when you put one color over another color, it's pretty amazing. But when you layer them up with 2 layers, you're just gonna get a longer wear, and especially with the solids, because solids just show wear and tear quicker than the glitters do. And so if you want it to wear longer, add either a clear overlay. We have a completely clear overlay too. You can even use, you know, clear nail polish on it if you want to. That's fine too. But if you put 2 layers of your solid, that'll just make it wear a lot nicer, a lot longer, and especially when you try the little tricks. So again, see how nice and tight that is to my cuticle. So looks pretty. Okay guys, just wanted to show you that little trick. I hope you enjoy it. And hey, by the way, we have a little drawing going on right now in our team, that when you place a buy 3 get 1 free order on my website between now and this Saturday, you go into a drawing for a prize. Actually, we both do, so we both could win a prize. So if you have been thinking about trying some new colors, now's a great time. And by the way, if you don't do it on my website, you can certainly order from my inventory. And I do have some, these are exclusive. This one is a dark, it's called Dark Matter, which is sold out. I also have some Light Year that is also sold out. I have some 1 in 4, which is our domestic abuse, gorgeous purple shade. Some Blushing and Flushing, which is gonna be really pretty. All of these colors are gonna be gorgeous for Easter, because that's coming up too. So if you're feeling spring light, it might be time to update your nail collection. Okay guys, see you soon, bye.